What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. Amran, and today we have gathered here for an underdog best ball draft. We are going to hop into, let me think for a second actually. They have the Best Ball Mania out right now, of course. They also have the Bad Bros Brawl. Do they have a puppy out right now? No puppy. All right, so let's hop into a Best Ball Mania. I'll get this set up. How's everybody doing today? Man, one of these days I'm going to be able to get this all figured out. But all right, let's hop into a BBM. Let's stop wasting time. 20 seconds clock. Let's hop straight into one of these. If you want to hop in with us, as always, use promo code RONDO. Match your first deposit up to $1,000. You can find the link to that in the description, comment section, pinned at the top of the live chat right now as we speak. Let's get right into it. How's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing? Are we a little late? Yeah, but you guys know how it is. You guys know how it is. That's just what you sign up for on this space. I will say I don't I always got some kind of issues when I'm streaming here. We're just going to let this fly. I don't like how this is overlapping. It's fine. Whatever. We'll get this figured out. Worse, it's somehow late July and we are still not completely dialed in when it comes to the streaming setup. We actually have one more spot left if anyone wants to hop in here. But who's in here? Let me know. Say what's up. Let me get I'll be honest. I've been flying blind here for a second. All right, we got the comments up. What's going on? I got the lotion ready. We got Jack Johnson in here. Who else is in here? Man, I don't like how... We're just going to have to let it fly. Why not let it fly? As the great Chris Move once said. Yeah, so we'll do this as kind of our primary, I'm thinking. Little inside baseball for you guys. Bang. All right. We're now done with that. We got Jack Johnson in here. We got Henry Mudo in here. We got Among Us in here. Smash the like button. Terrorize the like button. Whatever you got to do to the like button, do it. You can set it at 7. People are saying I'm late. Of course, you just watched a 350 NFC where CMC went pick 18. Wow. It's about that time. We're going to have to hop into one of those pretty soon here. It's about that time. I want to make this bigger. Damn it. You hate to see this. All right. That just is what it is. It just simply is what it is. Text margin. Yeah, it just is what it is. It just simply is what it is. One of these days I'll get this. Like, I just want this font to be bigger. It's whatever. It's a very small nitpick. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got him. Got him. Now we're back in form here, fellas. Now we're back in form. And now we're on the clock. So what do we got? Honestly, my rankings, I'll be honest, I plan to update them this weekend. They're a little bit outdated. But we'll go McCaffrey here. Why not? Let's take a running back up top. Let's go high T. McCaffrey's been, I think like a picture of him has been going like slightly viral. Not viral, but, you know, training camp clips are rolling in is what I'm trying to say. People are getting jacked up about McCaffrey. I think that he's flipped Puka and ADP very recently here. What do we got? We got Patrick in here. 30% Godwin. Yeah, that's tough. Right in time. Hey, Ron, football is here. I feel like you are about to have a legendary season. Thank you. Inferno, man, that's an OG right there. What up? We got Elijah in here. We got Jay Melly. Let's go. We got Nathan, Rowan. What's up? I'm in some slows with you, Rowan. I will be honest, dude. I milk the hell out of the slow drafts. Season is preheating right now. I can feel its heat within me. Hey, yo. So excited for the nightly live drafts. Yes, sir. August 1st through week 1. That's what I'm thinking. Those should be very fun. Your aura is too much. Come on now. Joining from Greece at 2:38 in the morning. A man named Tripoli from Greece. We got Jason Wright in here. First time catching a live. Shut up. What's good, Ron? You doing multi-draft tonight? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I got nothing but time today. Let's see. What do you got, Larry Bird? We got Clean Dirt in here. I feel like that's a name I recognize. Wow. I was hoping Larry Bird wasn't going to go Brian Thomas, but there was just no way we were going to get Brian Thomas in there. I like taking Bowers a lot more when I don't have a running back first. You know what? Let's go Lad. I was about to go Derrick Henry, but I couldn't do it. That's a weird spot, and it's honestly the biggest selling point to me on why I like wide receiver in round 1. Of course, McCaffrey here. Okay, wow, this guy going Achane at 9. That's the highest I've seen Achane go in one of these. But here's my thought process there. I have Brock Bowers ranked over Ladd McConkey straight up, but it feels much better to take Bowers when I already have a wide receiver, because the way that these receivers fall off, especially after Ladd, is really rough. Now, you can definitely look back and be like, well, depends how you feel about Ladd. Do you have Ladd? I am somebody that definitely thinks he's closer to Tyreek T. Higgins than I think he is closer to Brian Thomas, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Drake London. But I'm down to get a Ladd share in. I actually debated going McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, but I was like, okay, if we're gonna skip out on receiver, I would have rather gone Bowers there. So we'll just keep it open. We'll keep it balanced. That's kind of my mantra this year, is just staying balanced, being open to anything. Unless if there's like a very clear pick. We got Unruly Drip in here. We got Patrick Buck. I'm still saying what's up to everybody. What's going on? Wow. People are flooding in here. I'm not going to lie. It's about that time. It's about that time. We got Clean Dirt at the 104. We got Rowan at the 101. So I kind of like that I went receiver there then. Nightly live drafts, yeah, I'm very excited. We'll start ramping up more and more too. Okay, so we got the 106 in here. First time drafting with you. We got Ryan Ripp in here. Okay, so we got heads. And this is a BBM. This is real steel. You're in at 2. Okay, damn near everybody's in here. All right, so I gotta keep some things close to the vest. Know any money leagues you could join? I do. It's funny. It'd be much smarter for me to be sponsored by them, but I like NFFC and FFPC. I have no sponsorships from either. I can't speak today. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just go mute the rest of the time. We're gonna go Devontae Adams here, I think. It's so tough. The way that the receivers went at this turn, I would have loved if I could have gone A.J. Brown or Drake London. Having to go McConkey at, what's this, 205, knowing a lot of you guys are in here, just trying not to fall behind that receiver. Don't worry, though. We're going to, I'm not going to go overkill in receiver, but there is something about, anchoring in your team with Chase, Jefferson, Lamb, Puka, even Nico Neighbors. It gets shaky with, London, Brown, Amon-Ra, Thomas, but I just prefer what those teams look like much more. Because, I'm fine with my RB1 being Breece, Hampton, Chase Brown's another. I'm still, catching up on all you guys saying what's up. The Basement Rocks, hell yeah. We got Bindles in here. We got Hem Slinger. 4 years straight, I need that legendary season. I like Breece. People weren't too happy that I had him on the list last video. Yeah, leave a like. Become a huge fan. Thank you, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Need Underdog to bring back more $1 drafts. Oh, they did the Dalmatian, right? Hell yeah. Looks good, bro. No stress. Sizing looks pretty solid. Okay, so I'm way behind. I'm going to catch up, fellas. Don't you worry. All right, well, I'm drafting no Rashee Rice right now. I am off that. I am all the way off that. Let's start mixing in more Worthy then with the Rashee Rice stuff. I've actually been drafting a lot of Worthy, and it's less. The Worthy thing is dangerous because we're drafting him round 4, which is really high. He kind of sucked last year. Then he turned it on down the stretch, but it was without Rashee Rice. Really, this is what it boils down to. I want to draft more Mahomes. So it behooves me in a best ball to draft more Xavier Worthy to pair that up. And then, of course, he has year 2 upside in what should be a good offense. So from a macro, it's like, okay, fine. But then on the micro, and you're like, his yards per route run was kind of iffy. He wasn't good as a rookie. His per route numbers were almost comparable with Keon Coleman. But once you zoom out and you include the playoffs, things get more interesting. A lot of his production was buoyed by the touchdowns. He is the ultimate boomer bust play, and I think he only makes sense if it's to pair with Mahomes later. Is kind of what I'm trying to say here. Yep, this is your captain speaking here. We got Barracuda in here. I think that he already got a second surgery. His ankle looks crazy, and like it was a while ago, but the uniform like update thing. Mr. August, hell yeah. We got Nate Campbell in here looking swole. We got Lou Satchel in here as well. Damn, we got like everybody in this draft in the room right now. So let's see. You know what, man? I don't take a lot of Chuba. And this seems like a spot I was going to take a running back anyways. So let's go Hubbard there. Why not? That's got to be maybe I think I said I'm not in on Chuba Hubbard a few videos ago. That might be like the first or second time I've drafted him. But I'm fine with him there. I would have been down for an RJ Harvey or something, but we'll see what comes back. I just feel like why not let it fly? Sometimes you got to just change it up. Like I understand that everyone has their rankings, everyone has who they prefer, but I'm down to mix in. Like if I go to my completed drafts, this is dumb to do during the draft. You guys might hate this, but like, do I even have a Hubbard team? Yeah, actually, that's the first documented Chuba Hubbard on a squad. It just felt like a fine time to take him. We needed a running back. There was a big cluster of them. And sometimes you just got to be like, all right, I have Hubbard ranked behind a few running backs, and it's probably not smart to be at completely zero on him. And I'm bought into this Dave Canales offense, too. I think really the biggest holdup for me with Hubbard is his receiving upside. It's not very high. He was very inefficient in terms of yards per out run and like yards per target as well. Smells like football season is in here. Hell yeah. We got Josh Gordon in here. Open to anything, attached to nothing. We got Leverage Comics in here. What's up? We got the 110 in here. Do we have the whole draft room in this stream right now? It feels like it. Damn, we're over 200 people in this stream. What are you thinking? See, this is something that I'm trying to do more this year. We're going to put James Conner in our flex spot, man. We're going to put James Conner in our flex spot. He just like the simple fact of the matter is that when you look at the numbers, he projects for so many more points than Rome Odunze. Now, if we had taken more running backs early and we were in a spot where, you know, structure-wise we needed a receiver, okay. But especially on underdog, especially half PPR, I like Rome Odunze. I like the year 2 upside. 6th round is completely fine for him, but 65th overall James Conner is just really difficult to pass up on. It's something I've been trying to do more lately, where it's actually something I'm working on for, I don't want to give up too much, but there's something I'm working on for a video where, again, I don't want to overreact too much to what happened last year, but it's not even what happened last year. It's how much wide receivers continue to get priced up. Like, I'm sure even in your buddy's home league, wide receivers get pushed up, and it's now kind of making the dead zone not a thing. And it's really just making it so we're kind of in an efficient market here, and maybe even have swung too much towards wide receiver, whereas in years past, like in your home league, James Conner will be what, like a 4th round pick, a 3rd round pick. So I'm just done forcing myself, especially on a half PPR site. I'm forcing myself. There's no reason to force yourself to take a wide receiver in your flex spot. I think this was Jacob Sanderson had a really good article in his Substack about it, where it's just like we just reached a point in time where it's better to just stay balanced. Now, I will be honest with you. Yeah, I'm taking Josh Downs here. I love me some Josh Downs. See, that's the thing. Like, now we have a receiver room where it's not stacked up top, but we're going to throw volume at it. We got Ladd, Devontae, Worthy, Josh Downs. We're building it out. We're going to go quality or quantity over quantity. Just kind of how it has to work. Pickens a sell? I don't think so. He's interesting. How many drafts you've done so far? About 80 completed post-draft, about 150 or so pre-NFL draft, and then I probably have about 60 ongoing slow drafts right now. Bro's getting stream sniped in his fantasy draft. Not even August yet. Yes, sir. Amron Hampton, some are saying. Thoughts on Judkins? Do you think he's getting suspended? The Judkins stuff is so much up in the air that I'm just sort of trying to pause drafting him, really. Have you entered into the Badge Bros contest at all? I haven't, but it's what? Like, it's a 6-person draft, I believe? Yeah, this is my bad. I'm catching up. Trust. I'm catching up. I feel like Trevion Henderson's a steal. I mean, is he a steal if he goes ahead of James Conner? Yes, let's go. I wanted to get Josh Downs there and see if we could push Mahomes back, and we got Mahomes to go. So, perfectly done. I had to shut up. Chris Smoove references? Dude, Chris Smoove's the GOAT. Coming for Travis Hunter meat riders? I mean, I am a Travis Hunter meat rider myself, I'll be real. Did Bucky drop because, I mean, it's not just one of his O-line, it's like the best left tackle. I think he played right tackle early in his career and then switched over to left, but Tristan Wirfs is the real deal. Crazy to me, the quality of running backs in the 5th, 6th round. I agree, and it's like, I don't know, dude. Again, I've been very wide receiver heavy in the past, and I'm really trying to be careful to not overcorrect for a really tough season last year. I still want to make sure that I have enough wide receivers. I still want wide receivers in the flex, but you don't have to be so rigid or so over the top with it is what I'm trying to learn. And it's not to say that I have 0 RB teams, like plenty of them and other stuff, but I'm trying to be more balanced. Been loving the Ron BDGE collabs recently. Hell yeah. Discovered y'all both around the same time a couple of years ago. They become my 2 favorite channels. Hell yeah, dude. It's been fun filming with them, dude. I've talked about it a little bit, but just getting to go somewhere outside of it's honestly why I love the streams too, because I get to just like talk with you guys, just sort of riff a little bit. Where I love my research-based videos, but it's cool to have an outlet for other stuff. So I'm not just a guy reading yards per out run into a screen. And it's very cool filming with them, where it's just getting to be in the city, out and about. They are also I don't have to worry about like all the content that comes out of there when we film for the day. I deal with none of it. They all deal with the titles, thumbnails, editing, all that. So it's really cool. Do you ever do ESPN drafts or only Underdog? Only Underdog, just because ESPN drafts and Sleeper and all that, it's just super shaky in terms of ADP and getting something that looks like a home league. And why not? Let's do the Kelce to Mahomes stack. Let's do it. So we got Mahomes to Kelce to Xavier Worthy. Works out and you find out like this. I think it's for the first few months, or first like month or so, I mean to say. Ford or Samson? Samson all the way, man. Ford's a bum. I'm not super interested in Ford. All right, this is the part of the show where I start pulling up week 16 and 17 schedules here. I assume a lot of you guys don't know why I would do that. It's always a bit of a tough sell for the newcomers in the chat. Who the hell does KC play? Denver? Yeah. How long do you give Jackson start before he starts? What would you guys set the over-under at? Like, what week that Jackson Dart comes in and starts? Like, what week does Jackson Dart start a game? Are you going over-under week 11 and a half? Once Wirfs comes back, Bucky could be a top 5 running back, supposedly. You can go quarterback late. I do like McCarthy. I will say, basing anything off of what happened in practice today isn't exactly my style, but I get everybody's excited. Love to hear your opinion on Zay Flowers when he is taken in this draft. He went 53rd. I have a lot of Zay Flowers. I like him a lot. 30-year breakout candidate attached to Lamar Jackson on a great offense. His per-out stuff has been good. He's been unlucky in the touchdown department. I've been taking a lot of Flowers. Dude, this is the cheapest you're going to be able to get Mahomes ever, maybe. I'm trying to get as much Mahomes as possible, if I'm being honest. There's just no way we look back at Patrick Mahomes and his career and it's like, and we're like, this is it, you know? God, there is nothing on the board right now. What the hell happened to all the good players? All right, I guess I'll just take Tyrone Tracy. We're going to go 5 running backs at our absolute maximum here. We're super light on receiver, but I'm not reaching down because I'm not reaching down to Marvin Mims in round 10 because of you sickos. Maybe I should have, though. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened to all the receivers. Got Autumn at 130. Is that a reference to something I'm How do you rank Reed, Downs, and Egbuka? Price not involved. Just straight up for fantasy football. Probably in the order you listed them. So hoping to see a buzz cut fade. Yeah, I know. I chickened out. I will say we're trying something a little different. I usually get a mid drop fade to the skin and scissor the top. I want to grow it out a little bit. So we just did a little low taper fade, left everything up top. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to get a little mid-season, check back in. I'm trying to get a little flow going. We'll see. A little party in the back. I don't know. We'll see. One of these days, I'm going to chop it all off, though. I'll tell you that. What is your Tyreek Hill gut feeling right now? I go back and forth all the time, but I'm pretty in when he goes anywhere in the 3rd round, to be honest. It just seems like if truly last year was just an injury thing and the Dolphins just being ass, he's probably one of the highest upside plays there. Lead the NFL in touches in terms of Brees. I think the Jets will be the most run-heavy team. It's not a crazy thing to say. I don't think that he'll have like the 80% opportunity share or whatever that he would need to be able to do it, though. That'd be my biggest concern. I think he'll operate more around, 65, 70%. Drafting a lot of Sutton, not really. Not really. He goes in a range where I'm just taking running backs is kind of what it comes down to. I'm just not super interested there. And he's never really had... I don't think he's ever finished as a top 24 point per game receiver. All right, we're just going to go full Chiefs here. We're going to go Hollywood Brown. Full Chiefs. Give us all of it. I don't know, I'm looking at the rest, right? Like, yeah. Could have talked me into Herbert there, but the way we've kind of built this thing out... Receiver feels weak. What do we got next? But also Jets record prediction as a fellow suffering hand. This year's gonna have fun this year, Eric. There's no expectations this year. There's no expectations. Who knows, man? But I would say like 7 and 10. I'd be fine with that. We got Jim Pala in here. 17.5 in terms of when he starts. Damn it. I was hoping that Herbert would come back to us for Ladd. People are saying week 5. Okay, so this is the Jackson Dart. We're saying under 11.5. People are saying after the bye week 1 of the 26-27 season will be his first start. Man. All right, we're taking Tyjae Spears, and that's it. That's it at running back. That's it. All right, now we're done at RB. I don't even want to see any RBs on this team. This might be a 3-5-7-2. Does that add up? 3-5-7-2. I will say, for as much of a numbers guy as I am, mental math, I got nothing for you, man. 3-5-7-2. 17. Okay, so we can... Or no, 3-5... Might be a... Yeah, 3-5-7-3 is what I meant to say. I think that's what we're going to roll with. We'll see, though. We'll see. We'll see. 8 receivers might be the wave on this team. These drafts are half PPR. Can we see rounds 1 through 4 you just got here? Yes, sir. Here's rounds 1 through 4. I will recap that I went McCaffrey, Ladd, Devontae, Xavier Worthy, Chuba Hubbard, James Conner, Josh Downs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyrone Tracy, Hollywood Brown, Tyjae Spears. And now we're here. Would you consider Rice as a buy in Dynasty? I wish. Not really. Oh, we got a super chat. 16 team, full PPR. Thank you for the super chat. Where should I draft from? You could pick. Man, I got to be honest, dude. I say this every year. I'm so vanilla, fellas, when it comes to fantasy football drafts. Like, I'm in no leagues more than 12-teamer for redraft, but I think I'd want a top 8 pick. I'd want you, like, if you get the 16th overall pick, there's just not enough. Like, 16 is, that's how many good players there are at the top of a draft, you know? So at that point, I would just rather, give me one of Chase, Saquon, Bijan, Gibbs, Jefferson, Lamb, Puka, McCaffrey. I think that was 8. But that to me is like the very comfortable top 8. All right, I got to lock in. So we have no Miami. We got some options, though. I think we're going to go Stafford to pair with our Devontae. Let's go Stafford. You guys let me know. Do we think Mahomes Stafford is enough at quarterback? Like, that makes me a little squeamish. Same with Kelce and whoever we're going to get later here. I don't know. Like, I kind of want 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends, but I wonder if I'm being too conservative with that. I don't get how TD upside is capped in, like, the highest scoring offense in football. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real ones know. Ayuk at 130, that's not bad. Or no? Has anybody taken Ayuk? No, Ayuk went 93. Nick's Ingram towards the end. Yeah, imagine if Ron had a low taper fade. I mean, I got one. It's a little bit higher because... Oh my god, everyone's trolling me for the low taper. New to best ball, what's typically your go-to split of players per position to aim for? 2 to 3 quarterback, 2 to 3 tight ends, 5 to 6 running backs, 6 to 8 wide receivers is kind of where I operate, but you can push those a little bit more extreme. You don't think Dart starts at all if Russ is healthy. You say what Tua said about... I did see that, but also whatever. Let's see, what's up next here? I will be honest, Bryce Young will be really tough to pass on. We have Hubbard. I like Bryce Young. Damn it, I'm going to go Hunter Henry. I don't know. We're thin at both onesies here. Maybe that should have been Bryce Young. I don't know. I'm trying to think through it. Like, Kelce, Hunter Henry, and then Mahomes, Stafford are both right on the fringes of about as extreme as I'll push it. I've also been a lot more, like I was talking earlier about kind of like what I've been into recently. I've just been much more like, I would say in almost every draft, I'm going with at least 5 combined quarterbacks and tight ends, and oftentimes going 6. But I will say, missing that Bryce Young window, I think that this is probably going to be a 3 tight end team, 2 quarterback team. Especially just knowing who Mahomes is, and like I guess in my head I can just say that Mahomes is pretty much an elite quarterback. I think that that's fine by me. You play in any non-tight end premium dynasty? Maybe a league or 2. Wait and get Oronde Gadsden. I'm not as into Oronde Gadsden as others, man. Not as excited. I liked him as a prospect, but for him to produce in year one with like legitimate inline route stealing tight ends like Tyler Conklin and Will Dissly, it's tough. Tough. Anyone else feel temperature rise a bit? That's what I'm saying. Where should Rice be going post news? It's tough until we actually get like real concrete stuff. But I would say probably like 7th round. So who do we got? We got Mahomes, Stafford. Need receivers. You know what, man? With the weird Chris Godwin stuff, I'll mix in some McMillan. And yeah, our running back room is so good that we're just gonna go. I think that we're gonna end up with a 2-5-8-3 is where I'm leaning right now, because I think we need that receiver help. I don't love the receiver room. Ladd, Devontae, Worthy, Downs, Hollywood Brown, Jalen McMillan. Probably need 8 receivers there. Matt asked where the Downs loves comes from. Volatile quarterback. MPJ is there. Maybe he's just really, really good. Like on a per route basis, he's amazing. Last year, he was like the wide receiver 28, even with the shaky quarterback play. So I don't know. I just think that the cream kind of rises to the top, and there is some upside for this team to be high paced. And Richardson to either take a step forward or completely take a step back and just have Daniel Jones be okay. Wide receivers are definitely more valuable in PPR. Why aren't you buying Rice in Dynasty? Just a lot going on, man. Major knee injury. He's got legal issues. His production, like he also isn't a real honorable receiver. And if he was this exact archetype, when I say real honorable, I mean he's like a low ADOT guy. Where if he wasn't attached to Patrick Mahomes, I don't think that he would be anywhere near the kind of asset he's seen as at this point. I'm going to go I like Jalen Noel as like a rookie upside play. I will be honest, this should be the part of the draft that I'm looking at like week 16, 17 correlation, but McMillan and Noel just feel like good picks late. I'm curious what you guys think, though, with the way that this team is right now. We'll kind of roll through it real quick. We're at 2-5-7-2. We still have the flexibility if we'd like to go 3-5-7-3. But again, I think Mahomes' Stafford is just enough. But then we have McCaffrey, Hubbard, Connor, Tracy, Tyjae Spears, Ladd McConkey, Devontae Adams, Xavier Worthy, Josh Downs, Hollywood Brown, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Noel, and then Travis Kelce, Hunter Henry. I think between quarterback and tight end, I'd rather have 3 tight ends in this build. People are saying go A. Richard Jones. That's what I'm saying. I feel like with the 3 quarterback thing, we already made the bet on Mahomes. I feel much lower on the tight ends. Is Ron a superfish? I might be. No Ladd correlation? Hell yeah. People are saying one more tight end. That's what I'm thinking as well. I don't even really like Terrence Ferguson. No, I'm not in love with the wide receiver room either. That's why we got to draft 8. It's kind of what that comes down to here. In terms of tight ends, you know what? Let's go Atwell to go with Stafford. I like that. And then our tight end can be... Who do you guys like as a late round tight end? We could definitely go like Terrence Ferguson, but like rookie tight ends... Our people seem to like Terrence Ferguson. If nobody snipes me on him, but I'm not going to cry if anybody does, is kind of what I'll say there. Let's think for a second. I'll recap the draft in a second. I saw that comment. So KC, Denver. There's no Denver. What is our other one? Rams versus Falcons. I'm washed for not knowing these off the top of my head anymore. And then we have KC Titans. Oh, Conquo's got to be gone. Yeah, never mind. And then we have Rams Seattle. No, but Arroyo's gone. Arroyo's gone. If I took a Seattle tight end, it would be Barner. People think it's Higbee season. Fant and Prey? No, it can't be. It can never be Fant and Prey. Woody Mark season? I like Woody Mark. So we needed a running back. I would have debated it. People are saying I already have Chargers Houston bets. Let's go Terrence Ferguson. Here's the thing. I actually have way more Tyler Conklin than I should. All right, so here's the draft. Let's recap this for a second. I will say, wow. I mean, this is how you know we're getting close to August, fellas. I think the last stream we did, we might have peaked at like 130-ish people. We're at 264 right now. Late July. We're starting to get there, fellas. We're starting to get there. But I'll do another draft. If you guys are gonna flood me with 250 plus viewers in here, we'll do another draft for the people. But I'll recap this first one if anybody in here wants to see it, because I know that some of you guys joined late. We started at the top: McCaffrey, Ladd, Devontae, Worthy, and I'm glad I picked Ladd here because I was debating, like, do I take Bowers? Do I take Derrick Henry? I just felt like we were going to get behind that receiver, which we did. And even still, hammering receivers rounds 2, 3, and 4, we still fell behind that receiver, in my opinion. We take these three, then we go Hubbard, James Conner, Josh Downs, Mahomes, Travis Kelce. So we get Mahomes to Kelce to Worthy to Hollywood Brown, Tyrone Tracy. I would have liked some Denver to be on the other side of that, but also whatever. Tyjae Spears, Stafford. We get Stafford to Devontae, and then Stafford to Terrence Ferguson at the end. Hunter Henry, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Knoll, Tutu Atwell, Terrence Ferguson. I think that's perfect. Nothing crazy. That's just like a fine team. It's a fine team. It's not my favorite. I know a lot of you guys also had drafts in here, and I would love to look through them, but I also just want to get to the next draft and put something on display for y'all. Let's do Best Ball Mania, 20 seconds per pick. Bang. Who wants to hop in? As always, wow, we're only waiting for one more person, but as always, if you want to hop in here, we have links at the top of the live chat, top of the description, top of the comment section down below. Use promo code RON, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $1,000, and you can hop in here and draft with us. We will be doing drafts every single day in August. This is just the prenup. Oh, not the prenup. This is just a preview, is what I meant to say. I don't know why I said prenup. I was gonna say prelude, but prelude also sounded kind of weird. I don't know if any of you guys ever played the NBA 2K preludes back in the day, but that's kind of what I was thinking of. I don't know. Bobby, no overlay or draft tool? Yeah, come on, man. I build these teams with my bare hands. None of that. I don't know. I think... Here's the thing. I'm friends with a lot of people in the industry. I don't want to shit on anybody's product, but I also think the idea that any of us have this game figured out is pretty low. I think it's pretty low that anyone has it figured out. I think that we are ways away from a tool being like unbeatable in a game with such a small sample size, but what do I know? What do I know? I like Woody Marks as well. I think that he's very slept on. I mean, Joe Mixon, I think, is on the... I don't know if he's on the PUP, but I think he's on like the NFI, which I'm not even fully aware of what the NFI is. I just know it's bad. Can we get another? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congrats on the 60K. Thanks, man. W Ron, hell yeah. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Why not? Oh, we're drafting. Is this like pretty much the same spot? Oh. Do I have to take McCaffrey again? All right. All right. I'll take McCaffrey. God. I don't even like taking McCaffrey, but the 108 I think is where you have to draft him in a half PPR. I just find it so difficult to go another direction. I do. I don't know. And I also don't have much McCaffrey right now. So I'm fine getting some more is kind of what I'm saying here. Let's see. We have 80 drafts done. How much McCaffrey? Yeah, 2.5% McCaffrey. Yeah, so I can afford some more McCaffrey. I will say, again, I have like 60 slow drafts up in the air right now, so there's plenty more McCaffrey I've drafted among those, but people are saying the wide receiver room is fine. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. But I just don't, like I was talking about it earlier, and it is funny that I just took McCaffrey again. But I like the look of my wide receiver rooms a lot better when I anchor it in the first round. God damn it. Let's do Bowers. I can't do McCaffrey Ladd again. I just can't do it. I'm actually much more open to drafting Derrick Henry than people would think about me, but I just can't pair McCaffrey and Henry. I just can't do it. There's just so much that could go wrong with that pairing. Maybe I should have, though. I don't know. Don't you have guap like that? When we getting new drafts? You tell me, brother. Picking at 10, hell yeah. Mixon's cooked, CMC season. Mixon has bad feet. He does. Let's see the takes run. I'll subscribe if decent. Ugh. Would have loved if AJ Brown. Like, why has this happened twice now where this whole turn is just so receiver Henry heavy? You guys know what it is. You would consider Nico over CMC, but I'm a big Nico guy. I am too, but like the thing is, like, I have Nico over Neighbor, so I'm taking so much Nico already that I'm trying to mix in McCaffrey. But when you guys hold my feet to the fire with the receivers of the turn like that, and it's like, okay, now I have to decide between McCaffrey and a tight end or McCaffrey and Derrick Henry or another McCaffrey and Ladd team, I'm like, man. I don't know. Looking back, maybe I should have taken Derrick Henry. But when you take two running backs up top, it eliminates a lot of your flexibility later. Why is Ladd going so high? I'll be honest, I don't draft I don't draft a lot of Ladd, I'll be honest. Especially in half PPR. Like a lot of his production is going to be from receptions and really high target totals. I think he's good. But in terms of what he projects for and where you have to draft him, it's pretty tapped out there. Oh my god. All right, so we're going to lean fully into it. We're going to punt off receiver in this draft. We're punting off receiver. I can't turn down Josh Jacobs there. I can't. Pick 32, his ADP is 24/7. Fine. Now I'm curious, would you guys have rather gone McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs? This could have been McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, but then like if I go McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, it makes it even more tough to take Jacobs here. I don't know what's going on. These rooms are receiver heavy, man. I don't usually punt receiver like this is the funny thing, but it's just like the environment you guys are putting me in right now. And honestly, like getting this 108 draft spot where I can't take a receiver round one and I feel pressure to take McCaffrey puts me in a weird spot. Maybe I should have gone 3 straight running backs. Maybe I should have gone McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jacobs, and just owned and just done a super high testosterone draft here. DJ Moore gone. All right, we're gonna do Tet. I gotta be honest with you guys. I hate this team. I hate this team. All right, we're gonna be behind the 8 ball here. Like the plan, pretty much. I'm trying to think this through. Max 5 running backs, max 2 tight ends. Probably gonna be the same build as last video or last draft we just did. No, this is maybe one of the more turbulent flights I've been on as a captain so far through 4 rounds. Now you guys can be like, oh, we need more production. That's a rookie. It's like, dude, we need upside right now. We need upside right now. That's why I took the rookie. I'm still thinking back. Should Bowers have been Derrick Henry, and we could have had like a 3 running back build, capped it out at 4. But then we probably would have needed 3 tight ends anyways. I don't know. I think the elite tight end gets us in a spot where we can allocate more capital to receiver, which we'll like. But I'm not sure yet. We're going to land the plane. This team has outs. Just don't miss on these receivers. Yeah. Essentially just have to spam receivers and hit on them. Got to go wide receiver round 1 at the 8 pick. I just find it so tough. Like, I want to take more McCaffrey. I can't take McCaffrey over Puka. So if I want McCaffrey at all, it has to be at 108. The thing is, like, if I didn't have sickos at the turn here, and, like, any of them just took Derrick Henry or something, I'd be okay. We are on the clock. I was looking at my watch. I got a notification. All right, let's go Zay Flowers. I've been taking a lot of Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers. Who's this elite poop guy you got? Oh, I eat poop. Puka, Tyreek. Guys, I'm struggling. What was I going to say? I eat poop when Puka, Tyreek, JSN, Jaden Daniels, Travis Hunter. Interesting. Brandon Samuels is I eat poop. Good on you, man. Wow, we're at 300 plus in here. All right. All right. Tis the season. Tis the season. Working on bangers. Time to get in. Time to lock in. Time to lock in. You're going to go Flowers to pair with Lamar. That's my bad. That's my bad. But to me, he was like the best receiver. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. But it was a big tier break. Like, to me, I have Zay way above Odunze and those guys. See, this is where things get shaky because, like, again, I would love to take James Conner here. Nah, we're taking RJ Harvey here. We're taking RJ Harvey here, the Joker, baby. I'm the Joker, baby. What do you get? What get you Laporta if you start with Hawk in Dynasty? Less than a first? That's the best part about taking RJ Harvey or Evan Ingram in fantasy drafts. This is a tweet I've been workshopping in my head forever. Is the best part about drafting RJ Harvey or Evan Ingram in fantasy, you get to say, I'm the Joker, baby. You get to whisper to yourself, you want to know how I got these scars with RJ Harvey? That's the best part of drafting. What you get Laporta if you start with Hawk? That's such a weird question. Probably less than a first. Probably something in like the Jaden Reed range. I think that's kind of answering what you're asking. Somewhere in that range. A little 2 for 1. Can you do Hawk and the first for Laporta in a second if you'd like to do that? Would you rather have Downs or Judy PPR or Dynasty? Probably Downs. Neighbors at 4. I assume these are rounds, like Neighbors in the 4th or at 104. Who's RC Cola 9 or RC Cola Vinny? What's Travis Hunter's ceiling this year? I'd encourage you to close your mind, close your eyes, and open up your third eye, is what I would say. But I would say his ceiling is rookie year Amon-Ra St. Brown type beat. Who's our wide receiver 2 with the Jets? Man. gun to my head, Allen Lazard, but like Josh Reynolds is in that mix for sure. I don't know. That's tough to answer. All right, so Matthew Golden goes. All right, we're going to take another Josh Downs. I'm all the way good on Chris Godwin. I am off that. All right, so we'll go Downs. We'll see what comes back to us here. Real ceiling comp is rookie year OBJ. Fair. Rookie year Jefferson, I actually kind of like that. I like that. Thinking about receiving DJ Moore and a 26 first for Ayuk and Waddle, I'd probably do that. Arian Smith, yeah, no. Arian Smith is a special teamer, and I'm pissed off that they took him. Hey, Curtis Martin fan for life? Hell yeah. Before my time, Curtis Martin, but I know he was an absolute dog. Mason Taylor. I actually think if you're going to say it's not a wide receiver, that it's going to be Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall ends up second in targets on the team. Yeah, what Brock said. Time to just spam receiver. Give me Jaden Higgins. I don't know. Why is Jaden Higgins... It feels like he's falling. I'm going to take Jaden Higgins. We got to spam receivers and hope for late season upside is kind of what it comes down to. That also opens us up for a Stroud stack. I'm already thinking this through. I think this is going to be a 3-5-8-2 again. Daniel in here from the 12 spot. You take Egbuka almost every draft. No, I agree, man. Egbuka's amazing. Why is he nickname you RC Cola Vinny? What even is RC Cola? Am I saying something whack out loud? Oh, it'd be for rounds. From Daniel. So Neighbors in the 4th, Brian Thomas Jr. in the 9th, or Bucky Irving in the 16th. You're picking at 12 overall. I think I'd go Brian Thomas Jr. in the 9th. You have to anchor in a nice, strong receiver up top. Do we think drafters are overreacting the rights to suspension? He's dropping to the 3-4 turn now. That seems like a steal. Dude, he's got to fall further than 3-4 turn, brother. Everything's up in the air right now in terms of the suspension. Who knows how long it's going to be, at what point of the season it kicks in. Calling Mason Taylor a Sam Laporta clone. I like the moxie. Josh Downs gonna have 1,108 for the Colts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lateral quickness, but it was kind of slow. Huh. Like I said, I never really watched him. Yeah, Royals would have been nice. Royals would have been really nice. Maybe he's the poor version of JMO, but he gives me... I know you probably know who he is. Our Darius Stewart vibes. Just tough. Did you give up on RS Dynasty? No, I didn't give up. It's just not Dynasty season anymore, is really what it comes down to. I'll kind of just revive that channel as Dynasty picks back up, or if I just feel like talking about Dynasty one day, but I would say I'm pretty locked in on redraft as things stand right now. Let's go Trey Harris. We're just going to spam rookies. He's been getting good camp buzz. Quentin Johnson keeps on dropping balls in camp. You have to explain the Joker reference to me as it pertains to Harvey. Because Sean Payton, like, I don't know, he has like a Joker. He talks about like this Joker role in all of his offenses. Like everyone's like, oh, RJ Harvey's going to be the Joker. Evan Ingram's going to be the Joker. So you get to select them, and then if you'd like, you can say, you want to know how I got these scars? And then it kind of makes picking them better, I think. If Breece Hall's going to be second in targets and he's going too low, I'd agree. Have you ever had an RC soda? I have not. Is it just like shitty? Like, I don't even know what that is. Am I being a bot? Rashad Bateman. Sadly, I can't help myself. Still not practicing. Luther Burden, come on down, brother. And now all of a sudden we have 6 wide receivers through 10 rounds. We started McCaffrey, Bowers, Josh Jacobs, Tedero McMillan, Zay Flowers, RJ Harvey, Josh Downs, Jaden Higgins, Trey Harris, Luther Burden. Yes, there is a lot of rookies on this team. We just kind of need that upside. It's kind of just what it comes down to. Hoping to hit on next year's Brian Thomas or Ladd McConkey, whatever. Almost 20% on Egbuka. I think I'm right around there as well. No, Malachi Corley is not wide receiver 2. Call it now. Who is the RB1 in Jacksonville week 1? Travis Etienne for sure. I think the more important question is who is their RB1 in week 12, you know? Problem with Corley is the guy... No, the problem with Corley is he kind of sucks. Mason Taylor is good. I agree. He's good. I don't know if he's mattering in fantasy football as a rookie good. Yeah, it's a bad joke. It is a bad joke. What do you like to watch on YouTube outside of DFS, Ron? I don't really watch much DFS. Watch a lot of podcasts. Watch a lot of old wrestling, to be honest. Like WWE Vault posts a lot of like old wrestling matches. A lot of podcasts really. Like I like. I mean, everybody on the internet hates Pat McAfee, but I enjoy watching his show. Like I'll have it on in the background when I'm doing stuff. Same goes for Barstool. That's like I don't even really. For people to flame me, but I think Mostly Sports is great too. Good daily show. So Najee Harris missing half of his face. Dude, if we're talking RJ Harvey as the Joker, Najee might be Two-Face. Can't wait to draft Amon St. Brown. People are saying. All right, so let's see. I gotta be on my P's and Q's here. All right, this is gonna be Stroud because I don't think I have any Trevor Lawrence stacking partners here. We'll go Stroud to Jaden Higgins. Let's think through this strategically here. Start to think about some stacking options. San Fran is long gone. I think Love's got to be long gone, right? Yeah. Love's got to be long gone. Should have debated Bo Nix earlier for the RJ Harvey pick, but it just couldn't happen. Young we'll definitely take a look at later. Baltimore. I guess we could take a look at Richardson. I know some people are in on him. Brock, where are we at on the Colts quarterback situation right now if you're drafting one in a BBM? Houston, of course, Herbert is gone for sure, right? Yeah. Caleb Williams is gone for sure. And then we do have a Geno option later if we want. All right. Now we're kind of free to do what we'd like. We have enough receivers that we really don't need another one for a little bit. Yeah, see, you get it. You get it. Change your names to Why So Serious, all of that, man. Corley barely had a year, dude. Corley, I mean, you find yourself punting quarterback sometimes. I like 3 quarterback builds. It's like A-Rich is sharing first-team reps. You go into SummerSlam? I would love to. I think I'll be at one of the two. There's SmackDown at Prudential where the Devils play. No, man, on a team like this where I have really 2 stud running backs, let's go Basil Tootin. Why not? I don't know. I didn't really feel pressure to take... I feel like we could have done whatever we wanted with that pick. Is kind of how I was looking at it. But yeah, the goal is to either go to SmackDown in Jersey that Friday or go to one of the days of SummerSlam at MetLife. We'll see. People say they love McAfee. Dude, people hate McAfee. Dude, they ran him out of the WWE. They ran him out of there. Maybe not so much, but like even like viral tweets during the home run derby because he was announcing it's like, oh, there's McAfee again, or like there's talks today. Like these tweets go viral, like 3 to 5K likes, where it's like, oh, great, we got to listen to McAfee again. Maybe it's just like overexposure, but there is a certain subsection of the internet that absolutely hates him. Is he loud and obnoxious at times? Sure, but I think he also covers sports in a fun way. No, I agree. The Richardson saga did suck. It did suck, but like the Colts players could have had a much better relationship with him if that made sense. Like Zaire Franklin and some other goof like went on their own little podcast and kind of took shots at McAfee, which was pretty crazy, I think. Or say it was him airmailing a slant. God damn. We got a super chat here. Am I trading Hawkinson for Loveland? Oh, dude, if you can do that for sure. I love Loveland. Are you asking, like, what to trade for him? I debate going as far as adding, like, a first or something like there. Or like that, you know? Yeah, see, people hate him. WWE is too new. Old Wrestling WWF. Well, I'm saying there's an account on YouTube called the WWE Vault. Like the Vault, where it just has like old matches and stuff. Like back when it was a WWF. But even like the WWE stuff, where like I watched the match the other day, it was like Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle, which was sick. Could Cade Stover could absolutely overtake Dalton Schultz. All right, we're going to go Bryce Young here. Start to stack our guap at quarterback. All right, we might be landing this plane. Spears is my pick for sleeper this year. I like him too. Taking whichever is cheaper. I was debating it, but we were in a spot where we needed to spam receivers there for a second. Am I crazy for thinking Justin Fields' ADP is bonkers relative? It's not so much like is he a good quarterback or like good at football. It's more just like when he plays football, he scores a lot of fantasy points is what it comes down to. He's like top 6 in all of those like fantasy points per start, fantasy points per drop back, all that. Take Bowers in the first round? No. I take him in the middle of the second. All right, let's take Geno, and then we're done at quarterback. We're not going to do the Richardson thing, I don't think. I like that. That's a fine quarterback room. Stroud, Young, Geno. I'm cool with it. All right, now this is going to be very annoying from a viewer's perspective, but I would like to kind of set us up here. So Texans, Panthers, just to kind of have it in check of what we're sort of stacking here. We got, what, 11 picks till our next pick? All right, we got time. There's Panthers. Give me Vegas. Then we're gonna get some Week 17 matchups here. Carolina plays the Seahawks. Then we have Houston plays the Chargers. Then we have Vegas plays the Giants. All right, and then we're done. My bad for that. McAfee's polarizing. I love him or hate him guy. Yeah, that's fine. Since you're leaning so much in the high risk, high reward with this team, why not add A-Rich? Yeah, maybe I didn't read that. Who else got just passes for the Jets this year? Dude, it's nothing, dude. It's nothing. Captain my captain landing this plane. I'm trying. Thoughts on RB handcuffs? I'm not trying to handcuff my own running backs, but I'll handcuff other people's running backs, if that makes sense. Sure, Neighbors said is eventually going to have toe surgery this next offseason. Is that a no-go on drafting him? I will be honest, I'm not drafting a ton of Neighbors, especially on a half PPR site. The issue with Neighbors is I'm taking Nico Collins over him. Is kind of what it comes down to. The toe issue isn't great. He's not in a great offense. His upside is really more of a PPR upside, which isn't really that great for this format, you know? We'll swing on both Higgins and Null. Why not? Why not let that fly? Is there math that supports pairing quarterbacks with pass catchers on the same team? There is, especially in this format. I try not to go down this rabbit hole every stream. Let's think. But pretty much what it comes down to is in best ball, if it's going to take your best weeks, that especially down the stretch when you need to win, week 15, week 16, week 17, you want to set it up in a way where if Bryce Young has a big week, then so does Ted McMillan. And it just kind of correlates all of them, right? Like if Bryce Young's a league winner this year, like with Joe Burrow last year, having Joe Burrow himself, cool. But you get even more of an impact where if you're already making a bet on Joe Burrow, why not make a bet on Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, where if Joe Burrow is going to throw for 40-plus passing touchdowns, then a lot of them are going to be caught by Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. So you're correlating it over an entire season and week to week. Is it more feast or famine or boom or bust? Sure. But especially in this format where I'm trying to win millions of dollars and it's a 1 in a million chance, I'm trying to put all my eggs in one basket when it comes to these teams. So when you draft a quarterback, you are essentially betting on that offense to be good is kind of what it comes down to. Let's mix in it. Dude, I've been drafting Nick Chubb. Mixon has all kinds of issues. Chubb is now another year removed from that brutal knee injury. Maybe I should chill, but I keep drafting Nick Chubb. We're gonna land this plane with a 3-5-8-2 is kind of where I'm leaning right now. You got multiple shoutouts on Hayden's and Josh's new vid. Oh yeah, I listened to that this morning. I went on a drive, get some coffee and run some errands before work. I appreciate them a ton. They're super cool, dude. Gino's like golf kills and domes. It's a really good shout. Yeah, just like, especially in this format. If you're doing it in your home league, it's like, it's okay, but it's also just more like if your stud running back goes down, you're probably going to lose anyways. It's just kind of what it comes down to. I enjoy your lives, man. Keep going up. You actually respond to people who love it. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I got nothing else to. I mean, sometimes, you guys saw in the beginning. I'll fall behind early, where you guys will all come in and I'll say what's up to everybody, and then I'm answering chats from 15 minutes ago. But water finds its level or whatever with these. They are fun. I miss doing these. Well, I know I've gotten a lot of questions too. I will 100% be doing a main event draft with Jacob Sanderson and Liam Murphy. Those are always super fun. It's the most viewed stream on our channel, or on my channel, where those are just super fun. They're a bit pretentious, and I think they both know that they can be a little bit much at times, but I think it's fun. There we go. I was looking for JT Sanders here at the end. So we got JT Sanders to Bryce Young. And then we just need like kind of a last ditch effort at wide receiver. All right. Is there any reason that Godwin goes before Diggs when they're both hurt? Well, Godwin is younger and better at this point in his career, but you make a good point now, knowing that his week 1 status is up in the air and Diggs probably plays. And I think Godwin's ADP is heading towards Diggs right now. Damn, classes start August 4th? Damn, that seems early, huh? I gotta say, I've had trouble drafting in your lobbies, trying to join in as I do it. It is tough. I will say the first draft you did today, there was a lot of time to join in. Coker up? Yes, sir. Give me Jalen Coker. Hell yeah. I like this team. You know what? It's not like my favorite team of all time. I'll go through it here. But if you're going to punt off wide receiver, I kind of like, this is probably how it should look. So we went Stroud, Bryce Young, Geno Smith, McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, RJ Harvey, Basil 2, and Nick Chubb. Ted McMillan, Zay Flowers, Josh Downs, Jaden Higgins, Trey Harris, Luther Burden, Jalen Noel, Jalen Coker, and then Brock Bowers, JT Sanders. Not my favorite team of all time, but this Josh Jacobs fall is pretty sweet. Spammed receivers in the middle here. I think we landed this plane. What do you guys think? I think we landed the plane. I think so. I'm still shaky on this Bowers pick. Maybe it could have been Derrick Henry, but then, this would have had to be a 3 tight end build. Would have probably been a 3-4-9-3 or something, or 3-4-8-3. Needed a chaperone or two in the wide receiver room. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe needed like another old or two. The wide receiver room is super, super young. But I don't know. We're swinging for upside. You do make a good point that I'm now looking through and realizing that all of these receivers are year 3 or earlier. But, all right. That's the squad. 2 drafts in a row. We're ramping up to August. As you guys know, we'll be streaming every day in August. We hit like 300 plus people in here at one point. Thank you guys all for coming out. As always, if you want to draft with us all summer, hop on Underdog. Use promo code RON, and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Links in the description, comment section, top of the live chat, all that good stuff. As always, appreciate you guys watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.